for me, my purpose, storytelling, matters so much to me because I realize that all of us have a story. If we can live our story, we can own it. It's really, really powerful. So I want to start with, why don't we start with you, Lindsay, and just ask, have you defined your why? What is it? And why does your purpose matter so much?
Wow. Well, those are really big questions. I'm not sure that we have enough time, Barbara, but I'll do my best. First of all, thank you. That was a very nice compliment. Honestly, my why is activating change and change agents in education. In studying cognitive science and understanding the science of learning, I know that we have the answers to do better in education, and there is this tremendous gap between sort of theory to practice. So my personal why is, if we have the science that can be the evidence to improving the way we do education, we should be using it. And if there's a way that I can use my voice, that I can bring voices along with me to elevate what we know to be, the best ways of doing school, I'd like to do that. I love to empower the students that I work with in my class who are leaders across the globe. I believe also that, education is not just a way of being. It's not just a way of being engaged or empowered, but it's also a way of doing. And so my why is, how do we get folks from talking to doing, which is also part of the educational entrepreneurship suite of courses that I teach at Northeastern. And it's really around changing education, testing novel approaches to making change in education today, testing, iterating, and then recreating better ways of engaging with folks in education. I could keep going, but
that was amazing. Were you going to say something, Dr. Will?
No, I like that entrepreneurship and education.
I know. I told you. Wait till you hear about these people. You won't believe it. They're amazing. And the thing, Lindsay, is that her book, it's out now.
So my book will be out, I believe, November 19th is when it'll be available for sale from ASC. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, what I find is that if we can tell our stories in multiple platforms too, it's wonderful because it reaches other audiences. So let's see. Dan, would you like to share?
Thank you, Barbara. My why is a vision that you've probably seen put out there on Twitter a number of times, and that is, I want for all kids of all ages to wake up every day and to look forward to going to school. That's the way I run my classroom, and it's based upon engagement and excitement, equipping, empowering young people. And it is so important to me because I am getting tired of seeing kids stressed out over the tests, over the fiery hoops that the college admissions process puts out there. And college itself perhaps needs to be redefined. And for right now, in my own eyes, it's glorified high school that you get to go and pay for. And you see the mental health issues, you see the rise in suicide rates of young people, and it's just not right. And we need to get the slope of the student engagement curve reduced dramatically. And so that's my why and why it's important to me.
Wow. And one of the things that I learned about you, Dan, is that you're very passionate about what you do. I've been, not only when you're on Twitter and you're sharing like a lot. You also do run and rants, and you're trying all these other ways to be able to share your story. Do you want to say something about those?
Well, Twitter for me is really nothing more than just kind of an organic outlet. It's just my feelings and it's my thought. I love the PLN and the crazy PLN that we have out there. And just being able to respond to other people and to learn from them, and it's amazing. I mean, I've talked with a number of people, yourself included, Nicole on the telephone, certainly Miss Kate Lindquist out there, and she and I were close until she kind of disappeared. I write, I put out a couple of pieces for this particular thing, and I enjoyed that. I did the podcast with you, and it's really, it's organic, and I think it's organic for a lot of us. And it's just, we're all very fortunate to have one another. And in terms of the passion, I tell you what, if you're not doing something with passion, why in the hell are you doing
You got it. On that note, let's go to Mike. Um, Mike, Mike and I put on a presentation at ISTE last year called, well, it was play, curiosity, and fun. I mean, we had them rolling on the floor, actually, really. And it was a lot of fun. And Mike, you have some really great ways that you're telling your story and you have your kids tell the story. Do you want to share that about, I'm sure that's your
Yeah,
why,
you
right?
know, yes, of course. It's, you know, one of the things that I'm really interested in for myself and also for my learners is making school something beyond a game of compliance, because I was always a very good student, but really my why was really the grade at the end of the day. So where was I going beyond my grade? So the ability for me to define that for myself and communicate it through a blog is really important for me. But in order to shape my classroom where students have that opportunity to not just, and we're a physics classroom, so you think, oh, physics, that is just science, there's no individuality or any personality there, but I really take it as a personal responsibility to help students see how their interests and their passions tie into what we're doing as a class, and giving them that opportunity to get into the material and find out how their why connects to our classroom.
Maybe when we get, maybe there might be another time when you bring in the portfolios and the passion projects.
Yes, yes.
You're amazing. That was really great. So, Nicole?
First of all, again, thank you for having me. Listening to the panelists and listening to their whys is just mind-blowing for me. I feel like I'm with an exciting group of educators that's passionate, that has integrity, and is authentic. And for me personally, I think my why becomes more around the barriers that a lot of kids have in school. I feel strongly that school is a place where people should be connecting to their purpose, and that the entire purpose of school is for us to support kids in connecting with their purpose. And I gotta say, in my work as an educator and as a writer, I see so many roadblocks that kids have, whether it's issues they're dealing with at home, whether it's equity issues, which there's so many of. Right now, what I'm passionate about is ADHD, because I'm dealing with that personally. And with my son, he's 9 years old, and my goodness, we've had quite a journey. It started with being expelled in daycare, or thrown out of daycare, expelled in kindergarten, and it's been quite a ride. And I've learned so much. It's made me a better educator and a better parent. And it made me realize that when we talk about sharing stories, we have to share stories, because I can put out a book of strategies and that's maybe helpful. But when I share my story and you hear my perspective, and when my son at 9 years old shares his story and you hear his perspective, that's when we can really bridge understanding.
And Nicole, we just did our podcast. So, and
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it was hard to leave you, because she's very passionate about what she's doing. And also, it's hard as a teacher and also being a parent of a child that has, you know, ADHD and any of those issues. And so this book she's writing is, I'm hoping we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Great.
Right?
Thank you, Barbara. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Dr. Will, I didn't ask you, and then you can lead to the next question, but do you want to answer the question too?
Well, you know, I've been broke, right? I've been broke. I've been without electricity. I've been without food. I've been at that point to where I was like, wow. So for me, money, financial literacy, teaching our students how to read, write, speak the language of money, and well as entrepreneurship, as what, you know, because too much of our school, first of all, we don't teach them about money. And then secondly, school is geared to teach someone how to go get a job and not to create a job. And when students can learn how to create a job and create other opportunities for themselves, as well as others around them, you know, for me, that's a game changer. And so that's why I ride so hard on financial literacy and entrepreneurship, and why it has so impacted the work that I do.